Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird, so we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Rachel Cruze, #1 best-selling author, Ramsey personality, and my daughter is my co-host on this Thanksgiving Eve. If you don't know, William Seward was Abraham Lincoln's Secretary of State. He was also the brains behind that presidency in a lot of ways, including he wrote a lot of Abraham Lincoln's speeches that became world-renowned and famous, including this proclamation that was issued October the 3rd, 1863, right in the middle of the Civil War. The Civil War would end about 18 months after this proclamation was issued by the President of the United States of America. Here's Lincoln. The year that is drawing towards its close has been filled with the blessings of fruitful fields and healthful skies. To these bounties, which are so constantly enjoyed that we are prone to forget the source from which they come, others have been added, which are of so extraordinary a nature that they cannot fail to penetrate and soften even the heart which is habitually insensible to the ever-watchful providence of Almighty God. In the midst of a civil war of unequaled magnitude and severity, which has sometimes seemed to foreign states to invite and to provoke their aggression, peace has been preserved with all nations. Order has been maintained. The laws have been respected and obeyed, and harmony has prevailed everywhere except in the theater of military conflict. While that theater has been greatly contracted by the advancing armies and navies of the Union. Needful diversions of wealth and of strength from the fields of peaceful industry to the national defense have not arrested the plow, the shuttle, or the ship. The axe has enlarged the borders of our settlements, and the mines as well of iron and coal as of the precious metals have yielded even more abundantly than heretofore. Population has steadily increased, notwithstanding the waste that has been made in the camp, the siege, and the battlefield. And the country, rejoicing in the consciousness of augmented strength and vigor, is permitted to expect continuance of years with large increase of freedom. No human counsel hath devised, nor hath any mortal hand worked out these great things. They are the gracious gifts of the Most High God, who, while dealing with us in anger for our sins, hath nevertheless remembered mercy. It seemed to me fit and proper that they should be solemnly, reverently, and gratefully acknowledged as with one heart and one voice by the whole American people. I do therefore invite my fellow citizens in every part of the United States, and also those who are at sea and those who are sojourning in foreign lands, to set apart and observe the last Thursday of November next as a day of thanksgiving and praise to our beneficent Father who dwelleth in the heavens. And I recommend to them that while offering up the ascriptions justly due to him for such singular deliverances and blessings, they do also with humble penitence for our national perverseness and disobedience commend to his tender care all those who have become widows, orphans, mourners, or sufferers in the lamentable civil strife in which we are unavoidably engaged, and fervently implore the interposition of the Almighty hand to heal the wounds of the nation, and to restore it as soon as may be consistent with the divine purposes to the full enjoyment of peace, harmony, tranquility, and union. In testimony whereof I have heretofore set my hand and caused the seal of the United States to be affixed, done at the city of Washington this 3rd day of October, the year of our Lord, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln. Wow. I've read that every year that I've been on the air for 30-something years, and I never get over it. Some of you people think I'm a cornball, but it's my show, so shut up. I'm just signing up for head cornball. That's me. But, I mean, the President of the United States issues a proclamation to say thank you to God for his blessings. And if you didn't hear that in there, you weren't listening. That's exactly what this says. And it's so far afield from the way people think today, and especially people in Washington, D.C. think today. And but, man, what a great reminder of the greatness of these men.
Yeah.
And that their source was their faith.
Yeah. Well, and the acknowledgement of where they were at. You know, they were not naive to what was going on. And even the line with the... I don't know if I've ever. I mean, you said you've read this for every.
Yeah, I read it every Thanksgiving Eve.
Done the show with you on this.
It's part of the other part of the cornball experience. I've heard of it. The other part of the cornball experience is, as you call in today, you have to tell us what you're thankful for. That's your ticket on to the show.
You go. There you go. One thing. I love it. But no, where it was the part with those who are mourning and those who are orphaned and widowed. You know what I mean? Like it's the reality of the world. And so I like that he doesn't shy away from it, and yet rising above to the greatest message of what can be and what we're all, you know what I mean? It rises you up out of it.
Yeah, it's a different, and even, I mean, Seward is Secretary of State, so he goes ahead and sends a message to the other countries that think they might come in while we're weakened and let them know that we're at peace with you, and you probably want to keep it that way. Yeah. He just sent a little shot out over the bow there.
This is it. This is what caused Thanksgiving. Like this was
Thanksgiving.
The official.
This is the formation. Now George Washington did a proclamation that actually, I don't know whether AI's got this wrong because it's picking it up out of Reddit, because nothing you read on Reddit's true. But somebody posted a thing the other day that sounded similar to this from Washington. So I don't know if that's a mess up or if Seward stole some of Washington's proclamation. But George Washington did do a Thanksgiving. But this is the time that the actual made it a national holiday.
The third
Thursday of November. And it was in the middle of the Civil War. And it is so poetic, and people don't say beneficent anymore. Right. I've never said beneficent in my life except when I've read this. So, yeah, that's just, I mean, it's amazing, though, when you just say the hand of the Almighty.
Yep.
I mean, this is vernacular that we don't use, and we probably should. Hello? We probably ought to step back and go, who is really in charge here? Guess what? It's not a Republican or a Democrat. Thank God, you know? I mean, because they can mess up Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so, I mean, my gosh. But thank God, thank God it is God, that the watchful providence of Almighty God.
And the almighty hand to heal the wounds of a nation.
Yeah.
And to restore it.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. Very poetic.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving. Amen. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Everywhere you turn this time of year, someone's telling you to swipe a card now and pay later. But that mindset always leads straight to debt and post-holiday stress. Fairwinds Credit Union takes a different approach. They're here to help you win with money. Fairwinds doesn't push credit cards. They help you build savings and stay debt-free, just like we teach, with the baby steps. And to do that, Fairwinds created the Smart Bundle with Ramsey fans in mind. It's more than a bank account. It's a tool to help you live with intention. The Smart Bundle includes a no-fee checking account, a high-yield savings account, and the exclusive Ramsey Be Weird debit card, which says debt is normal, be weird, right on the front. So every time you swipe it this Christmas season, it's a reminder that you're choosing a different path, to spend no more than you actually have, to avoid that January budget hangover, and to be free from debt traps. Go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey to open your smart bundle and get your Ramsey Be Weird debit card today. That's fairwinds.org/Ramsey, insured by the NCUA. Bradley is with us in Oregon. Happy Thanksgiving, Bradley. What are you thankful for?
I am thankful to live in America.
Amen.
A lot of countries in the world, like, you know what, for all the problems in America, I'd rather take here. I'm thankful that Almighty God put me here.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir. How can we help?
Yeah, quick question. This might be one of the shorter calls on the Ramsey Show. My question is, where in the baby steps is a person financially secure enough to quit a job that they don't like and start doing what they do want to do? My current job is paying decently well, but otherwise I don't like it. As soon as I get to the point where I know that I can quit, I will hand in my resignation notice.
What would you go do?
What's that?
What would you go do?
Training horses and trimming their hooves. I can make pretty good money underneath a horse. The only problem is that I need to get the clientele built up, and so there'd be a couple months time lag there that I need to have something.
What is it called? A farrier? What's it called?
A farrier.
Farrier, yeah.
Farrier,
okay.
Horseshoeing, trimming, that kind of thing.
Okay. And so why can't you start that as a side hustle?
I do that on Saturdays and holidays and evenings and stuff like that. As I do my current job, I'm working up to 60 hours a week. So there's not always a whole lot of time in evenings and stuff like that.
Can you dial back the hours on the job you hate?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Because what I'd love to do is, it's not a baby steps thing, and it's not really a how much money you have in the bank thing. It's a when you can get your income on the farrier side hustle up close to your current income, then you can make as much doing that than go do something you like instead of something you hate, right? So what are you making as a farrier? What was your income last year?
Well, it's not a full time. It's just
I know. Whatever. Did you not pay taxes on it? No. Okay. So what did you make? Do you have any idea?
It's about $100 an hour when I do it. So a Saturday could be $300, $400 without any problem at all.
So let's say you're making a couple grand a month on a good month.
Yeah.
What do you make at your day job?
About $5,000.
Okay.
A month.
All right. So how close do you want to get the $2,000 to the $5,000 before you walk out is the question. Pretty close. I want to step into the boat. I don't want to leap to the boat.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm going to figure out some way to dial up the side hustle and get that moving. And the only other thing you could do is just pile up a huge pile of cash to cover you to and make the transition. But honestly, I've had people that screws them up because then they live out of that cash instead of making their business work. And I want you to make this new business work and know that it's going to work and know there's enough horses in your area, enough business in your area for you to make $5,000, $6,000 a month.
And do you feel like realistically, Bradley, that's possible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely possible. There's quite a bit of money in this area and a lot of horses, pasture ornaments kind of thing.
For your
who's your competition?
Not very many people, unfortunately. Farriers have a reputation for not returning calls and stuff like that. So anybody that returns calls and
so if you price reasonable and return the call and show up, business is going to be all over you.
Probably.
Bradley, for a month, how much does it take to operate your household where you're not stressed, but you're comfortable?
4,000 is pretty tight.
Okay.
Does your wife work?
She's a full-time stay-at-home mom. She works more than I do.
I didn't mean that. I mean, I should have said, does she earn an income? I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. No is the answer. So she does not earn an income. Yeah, I just want you to get close to where you're not just, jumping off and praying there's water in the pool, right? So that and the only way to do that is I would prescribe, and I've done this, that's why I can say it, I would prescribe that you take your side hustle and make it highly uncomfortable for a year because you're working like an absolute maniac to prove to yourself and your wife that you can make a living doing that by getting your income up to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month on the side hustle, and push back on your existing job. Try to get as much time as you can away from them legally without hurting them in any way and that kind of thing. But 60 hours is pretty much a stretch. If you can get dialed back towards 40, you could really use that extra hours to crank up. And that means you're not going to see a television or a sporting event. You're going to be doing horse's hooves for a year, dude, like all the time. Because if you prove to yourself that you can do this, walking out on the other thing is very easy.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Let's pretend, and this can't happen, but let's pretend that you could make $7,000 a month with a side hustle. You could quit your job in about 30 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get you toward. You're not going to get to 7, but if I can get you close to the 5, then it's easy to make this decision.
Well, and I assume too, if there's people around, if you're making $2,000 to $3,000 on just Saturdays and nights, you can easily pick up another $1,000. So to me, it feels doable.
Yeah, I think what I'm telling you is crank up the intensity about 6 notches on the side hustle to prove to yourself that it's okay to quit and make it your full-time gig.
Mm-hmm.
That's the prescription. It's not a baby step thing, and it's not you got to have $10,000 in the bank. It's not any of that. Because if you had $40,000 in the bank and you burn $4,000 a month in 10 months because you suck at doing this business on the side and it doesn't pan out, all you did is quit your job and go broke. And that's not what I want you to do. And sometimes people do that stuff. So doing it this way makes you prove to yourself that the market is there, that you can make a living doing this, and you build it and grow it from there. And that's exactly the direction I would go. Abby's with us in Virginia Beach. Hey, Abby, what are you thankful for?
Hi, I'm thankful for family. I have a husband and 2 little babies right now. So
Yay! Busy at your house. How can we help today?
Yes. So I have a question about debt and then buying a car and then renting versus buying. But anyway, my husband and I are on baby step number 2. We have about $50,000 left in our debt. And we have 202 right now. And we're thinking about purchasing a new car just because with 2 little kids, our cars are cramped right now. And then also we're renting currently. My husband's in the military, but we were thinking about buying a house. So I was just curious what your perspective on those would be.
Are they running okay, Abby?
Yeah. They're both 2015. My car, I mean, they're both, 10 years right now. So they are starting to have little things. Like I just replaced my AC a couple months ago. My husband just had to get something done on his car. I can't remember, but they're both kind of like having small hiccups currently.
Yeah. And do you guys have any money saved?
We do. We have about $17,000 in like our savings emergency fund.
Okay.
And how much debt do you have? 50?
Yeah. So I would
about 50. Yeah. It's student loan debt. My husband went to law school, so we've paid about 25,000 of it. Or no, I'm sorry, about 30,000 of it, but we have 50 to go.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I would honestly, Abby, I would throw that money at the debt, and I would be driving the cars until you guys are out of baby step 2. So no, you don't need to buy a house, and I really wouldn't even buy a new car. I mean, I would push myself, and it is. I know there's probably so much stuff, but with 2 kids,
what's your household income?
He makes about $100,000 a year.
All right. So if you put 16 of the 17 on that debt and had $1,000, which is the true baby, then you would actually be on baby step 2. Right now, you're not. Okay. Then you would have $33,000 left, and you make $100,000 a year, and you live on beans and rice and beans, and you attack this debt with a vengeance. Aren't you out of debt in a year?
Yeah, I would hope so.
I would hope so too. And so 1 year from now, you move up in cars, and then you start saving towards your emergency fund, and then you start saving towards a house.
Okay. I guess to not hold you guys up, but also with the attacking the debt, is it, I guess, how do I say this? I don't work. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So sometimes trying to attack debt is hard because I don't work.
No, it's not hard. You make your husband makes $100,000 a year. You need 33. That leaves 67. If you want to do some side stuff, that's fine. But you have two littles. You being at home, we're not going to shame you for, if that's what you're asking. But buckle the kids in the tight little car for a year and get yourself clear, girl, and then you can go live a good life. You already know the power of generosity, and the best gifts make an impact now and eternally. That's what Preborn does, and you can trust them to do it well. They don't just offer free ultrasounds. They support pregnancy clinics across the country with ultrasound machines, training, grants, and evangelism tools. They're faithful with each dollar so moms in crisis can see the life in their wombs and hear the truth that brings eternal life. Because here's the thing. When a mom sees her baby on that ultrasound screen, she chooses life 80% of the time. And your gift of just $28 covers the cost of one ultrasound. Or if you're able, you can purchase an ultrasound machine through Preborn and have it placed in one of their clinics so women will choose life for years. Your donation brings hope and truth when mothers feel alone and fear is loud. So I'm asking you to give to Preborn today, even just $28 to provide one ultrasound. Go to preborn.com/Ramsey or call 855-601-2229 because every baby saved is more than a life preserved. It's a life changed. That's preborn.com/Ramsey. Brian is in Oregon. Brian, what are you thankful for on this Thanksgiving Eve?
Family, for sure.
Amen. How can we help today?
So, thanks for taking my call. My fiance and I are having a debate we want your help with. So, May 8th of 26, we will be blending families, and we have 5 children, 30, 29, 28, 27, and 23. I have 2 life insurance policy, one that she is the sole beneficiary of, and then one that my children would be the sole beneficiaries of. So she thinks that I should leave both policies to her and let her distribute that equally, and which I'm not in disagreement with. We're just kind of looking for some direction that way.
Okay. The purpose of life insurance is not to leave an estate. The purpose of life insurance is to support the people you leave behind that are counting on your income to eat. None of those grown people should be counting on your income to eat.
Okay.
And so I would not keep a life insurance in order to distribute to them, whether directly or indirectly through her. That's not a reason to keep life insurance. I wouldn't go to the expense. I would use my money bill wealth and let that be distributed to either her or them in the will. And you can decide that then. So what do you make?
A year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a great question. Barely graduated from high school, almost flunked out of college, but withdrew before they kicked me out, and I'm probably about $180 a year.
Well, sounds like you've overachieved. Well done. Good for you, buddy. What do you do, man? That's awesome.
Well, I'm blessed. I have a dream job. I'm an electrical inspector, and then I have a side hustle.
Good for you. And what does your fiance do?
She's a teacher.
Ah, okay. So she makes what?
She makes maybe 60 to 70 a year.
Okay, cool. All right. So what I would do is put your new household together in such a way that if something happened to you, that she's in good shape. Mm-hmm. That's what insurance is for. And the same thing vice versa. If you're dependent upon her 70 a year to eat, then we would want to replace that income by having a lump sum to invest, and that's what life insurance is for. But to leave it to a 31-year-old child, no, not a chance. I'm not keeping that. I'll put that money in my pocket. And I
want you to know that she's probably smiling very big right now because she said that very same thing.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I do wonder, though, it's always hard with blended families when you get married later and you have adult children and a new spouse enters. When you are redoing your will, your estate,
It's very difficult to figure out what to do.
So that would be more of a question, Brian, I think, for your kids of what's left to them of yours.
I mean, let's say you had $1 million in your 401ks, Rachel's saying. Instead of life insurance, we're changing the discussion to keep the spirit of the question alive for a second. What would we do with that? How do you distribute that to a blended family? Well, the first thing I would do, I don't know. Okay, so, or like if you came into this marriage with some money, as an example, that kind of in your mind is allocated to your kids upon your death more than your spouse, but you obviously love this person and want to take care of them with some of the money you're bringing into the marriage. So that's the same sticky wicket, as they say, that you've got to have that same exact discussion, but with a different product, not life insurance, but a pile of wealth. If you don't have a pile of wealth today, you don't have to figure that out, but it is a good thing. It's a healthy discussion to have, especially in the fiance stage.
Well, that's what I was wondering with your fiance, where the spirit was, don't leave them anything, they're fine, or was it, oh no, it's life insurance, they don't need life insurance? Do you know what I mean? I'm sure that's what I was trying to gauge of.
I think it's more of what you said, that they're 30-year-olds, they don't need any kind of large lump sum of money to, and it's not that she wouldn't distribute it equally. It's just that I just had a notion that I just wanted to do it that way. But
well, I mean, so what I would tell you guys to work through a similar question. So the question is, she wins on the life insurance thing, okay? You don't need life insurance to do that, so let's don't do that. Sure. But now, let's have a similar discussion that says, as we build wealth, if I die before you or you die before me, how much of it's going to be left to the remaining spouse and how much of it's going to be left to the kiddos? And if you guys are starting without much wealth right now, you're starting your new marriage without a big net worth, it probably would just be, it all goes to spouse and the spouse figures it out. But oftentimes when you got blended, one of you is coming into the, like, I own a house and I got $400,000 worth of equity in that, okay? And the fiance's, how does that go to the fiance's kids?
Right.
That doesn't make sense, kind of, and you kind of got to go, now I got to talk through that. And these are good, healthy discussions because it makes you work through, because because people assume things.
Yes.
And you don't want to assume things.
And what he just said, a little bit of like, well, she just said they don't need a big pile of money. Okay, well, they don't need a big pile of money from a life insurance policy because that's not the reason for life insurance. But do they need a big pile of money from their dad who worked hard and has some, and then you just get, you know what I mean? Like, that's a different pile of money. Yeah. And I don't know how to, I don't know. But that's a decision and discussions you guys have to have when it comes to your will and your estate and your assets. That's hard. That's hard.
But the reason it's important is if you can come into alignment on those kinds of things when there are no emotions or limited emotions, because we're not in the middle of grief, or we're not in the middle of a cancer diagnosis, or we're not in the middle of an argument after death with the ones left behind. Well, Daddy always said he's going to give it to me, and now look at that gold digger. She took it all. That kind of crap, right? And that's exactly how it sounds 99% of the time if you don't work this stuff out ahead of time. So you need to work it out ahead of time, because you guys coming into agreement on that is more important for your marriage and your relationship than it is actually about the distribution of the money.
Yeah, and the health of the family after,
And then everybody knows.
Yes.
Yes. She and I decided you get nuttin' honey. That's what, just like the cereal, you get nuttin' honey. That's the deal.
What's that?
It's a cereal. Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah, nuttin' honey. Yeah, it's a thing.
Probably in the early 80s. That's great.
Or it might have been in the 70s. I don't know. I have flashbacks these days. It's my age. Flashbacks from commercials from the 60s. But
oh my gosh.
Anyway, that's what you get, nuttin' honey. I mean, you just tell them up front. Everyone needs a will, and if you're going to piss somebody off with a will, do it while you're alive. Don't leave it to the people left behind to do all the getting everybody getting pissed off thing. Go ahead and deal with it.
And
have the backbone to implement it. Have a reading of the will while you're alive. It's highly uncomfortable. I call it the Monty Python meeting because I sit there and listen to what's going to happen when I die. That I have planned out, and I'm going, it's just a flesh wound. I'm feeling much better. I'm really not sick. And so,
when Dave dies meeting. That's like basically what's on our calendars.
That's what we call it, when Dave dies meeting, once a year. And
but
everybody knows that way. There's
it.
no freaking confusion. And it's really healthy for everyone involved, but particularly the husband and the wife.
Which means to do a will. We had our money and marriage event, Dr. Deloney and I, a few weeks ago, and we were walking through a financial checklist in one of the sessions, talking through, it was kind of boring. I was like, free spirits, you got to stay with me because it's kind of like a boring adult stuff. But we talked about a will for a good bit of just what that looks like, what to do. And then afterwards, at the end of the whole weekend, we had people write what they're going to do with their marriage when they leave, certain things they're going to implement. And we, I was thinking like communication, our thoughts about intimacy, like all these big discussions we talk about. There were so many that said, we're making a will, which means they don't have one. So it's a reminder to all of you out there, make a will. Mama Bear Legal Forms is a great site.
We need to get Mama Bear to throw that in the package when they come all the way over here.
I'm not kidding. The amount of people that were like, we're going to do a will.
Do a will while you're sitting here.
You have to do a will. So do a state-specific will. If your estate's not complicated, you can do an online one. You can save the fees for all the attorneys and everything. If your net worth's over $1 million, you need to do a more detailed one. But I'm telling you, do a will.
When'd you do your will? At a marriage conference. Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
They don't know what to do next.
Me too. You're going to have a crisis here. And, you got two options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the two options.
And
take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282. Do you ever feel like you're doing everything right with your money, but you're still not getting anywhere? Well, you're not alone. Maybe you've made changes and you had a few wins, but something still feels off. Not because you failed, but because money isn't just math. It's emotional, and that emotional fight can quietly sabotage your progress. That's exactly what Jade Washaw's new book, What No One Tells You About Money, is all about. It puts you in the driver's seat for your life. And the problem with money is people think it's just math, and it's not. It's all about the person in your mirror, and that includes emotions. It's a spiritual walk, an emotional walk, a relational walk. Jade deals with every bit of that and shows you how to win with it. It's the first Ramsey book that takes an honest, in-depth look at the emotions, the emotional side of money. It gives you practical tools to finally make progress for good. We're going to show you how to do that. Pre-order right now for $24.99 and get over $100 in free bonus items, including the enhanced audiobook. It's very cool. Early access to the ebook, instant access to an exclusive video, Your Financial Checkup with Jade Washaw, and you can book exclusive 3-week online book club and live Q&A with Jade about the book as well. So pre-order today at RamseySolutions.com/store, or if you're watching on YouTube or podcast, click the link in the description. Jake is in North Dakota. Jake, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful Christ died for my sins, Dave.
Amen and amen.
No better gift than that.
Never gets old. Never gets old. The greatest story ever told. How can we help today?
Amen. Well, I recently read your book, Total Money Makeover. My wife and I have been kind of paying attention to your show for about a year now, and we've been able to merge our finances. We used to have separate accounts, but we've merged everything together. We've been paying down on our debt, but I would like to be more intense about it, and I don't know how to get her on board with that. I don't want to be forceful. It's not my will to be forceful about it with her, but I would like us to be more intense and get out of debt.
Okay, so what does that mean practically? Do you feel like you could be, how much more money do you feel like you could be throwing at the debt per month that you guys are just spending?
Quite a bit. We've got 2 car payments that I would love to get rid of. I'd like to sell both vehicles. She's not on board with that, at least at this time. Debt-wise, we have just under $300,000 in debt.
Counting your mortgage?
That's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much is that your mortgage? How much of that's your mortgage?
About $184 in a mortgage.
You have $16,000 in debt? No.
No.
116,000.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed it. Okay, 116. Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And is that what does that consist
of?
of?
Is a second mortgage.
Okay.
What's your household income?
About 160, 170 a year without overtime.
How long y'all been married?
Since 2012. I got to think for a minute. 13 years.
Okay.
When did you guys just start this? You said you just read the book and you're starting this process. How long has it been?
We started this at about the end of March of this year.
That's when you combined the finances?
Yes, sir. We've been talking about doing it for a number of years, but we just never pulled the trigger, did it.
What does she do for a living? We both
got ourselves into she works for trying to find the words for it. They deal with like selling health insurance benefits to businesses. She's like a consultant doing that.
Okay. And what's her hesitation when you said I want to sell the cars and she doesn't? What's her reasoning behind that?
She just doesn't want to. She likes the car, and I don't blame her. We bought both of them brand new in 2021.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to sell that and get into something unreliable. We live in the north where it's winters are harsh, and neither one of us wants to be in something unreliable driving our kids around. But
yeah. Out of the 116, how much are the cars? What are the car loans?
The $25,000 owed on hers and $23,000 on mine.
So half of it's cars.
Okay.
Yeah. The other half, almost. And again, $49,000 is the second mortgage. We have about $18,000 in credit card debt, which we've been hemorrhaging money and paying down a lot of credit card debt. So that's
have you cut up your credit cards?
I have not cut that one up, but it is not carried with me. We don't use it.
How often do you go out to eat?
We don't. We cook at home. I hunt and fish, so we provide as much of our food the natural way that we can.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, you got a good place to do that.
So again, this not selling cars would not be gazelle intense. I understand that. And then per month, where else could you be saving money? What else would you cut out that you would, if it was up to you? Where are you guys spending that you want to cut?
I guess we budget a little bit extra in the each month for just pursuing our own interests, I guess.
So this mainly comes down to the question of intensity or gazelle intensity. Mainly comes down to the car discussion. Is that what you're saying?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So here's what I would do. I would just sit and keep having the discussion. Here's
sell
the
your
thing.
car, Jake.
Yeah. That you can lead by selling yours.
Yep.
And not hers.
And I'm looking into that right now.
Yeah. But tell her that we are making this decision, not you. Okay? We are. I'm willing to get rid of mine so that we can advance. And here's the thing. The reason that people don't cut up a credit card, the reason that people continue to go out to eat, the reason that people go on vacation is they don't think they're going to win. If you think you're going to win, you'll sacrifice to win. But if you sacrifice and don't win, no one wants to do that. That's psychotic. Okay? So selling your cars and then being broke for the next 5 years is not a good plan. That's weird. We're not asking you to do that. You're not asking to do that. But right now, you're talking about selling a car instead of talking about the dream of what it's going to be like when we don't have a stinking payment except our mortgage, and we can actually build some wealth and pay cash for whatever kind of car we want. We're going to live like no one else so that we can live and give like no one else. Talk about the second part. The two of you dream together in high definition of what life is going to look like when we finally get all this crap away from us and we're not normal anymore, because normal sucks.
And Jake, as much as you can, I think it's sometimes helpful because it sounds like she's probably more of the free spirit in the relationship. You're probably more of the nerd. Would you say that's right?
Very much.
Okay. So use your nerd advantage and honestly make some scenarios. I feel like that's always helpful when people feel like that there's just like, this is the only thing. And exactly what Dave was just saying, like sell the cars. And then it's like, okay, well, what's after that? Like, what are we doing? There's something about having a scenario. Scenario one, Jake sells his car. We find an extra $800 a month in the budget, like whatever it is, like boom, 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 boom. We're out of debt in X amount of time. Then we're going to be able to save X amount per month to upgrade the car. And here's the reality, right? And then scenario number two, if we both sell the car. Scenario three, if we don't sell either car and we just pay it off, here's how long we'll be in debt. Like actually have some reality to it, because sometimes just the idea can just feel a little bit like nebulous or something. So if you can get some details down and you guys look at a couple of different options and different plans of how to get there, how to get to this goal of being debt-free, it feels more realistic too.
Let me give you an example of what Rachel's saying. Let's pretend you didn't have a car and you're calling me and saying, I want to take out a car payment. And I say, well, the average car payment's $500. It's not anymore. It's a lot higher than that.
$726.
I know, but if you, okay, $750, okay? So for 10 months, I want you to save $750. What is that? $7,500. Buy a $7,500 car for cash 10 months from now. 10 months later, you'll have $7,500, and a $7,500 car doesn't go down much in value, so you can sell it for $7,500. Put that with the new $7,500, you got a $15,000 car. A scenario is that 20 months from now, you are driving a $15,000 paid-for car instead of being saddled with a stupid butt car payment of $750. That's a scenario. That shows you a way out. It's taking instead of like, drive a hoopty. That doesn't take me anywhere. I need something more than that. So where are we going with this thing? That's what Rachel's saying, and that's the way to handle it, Jake. And you're a good man. She's a good woman. This is going to work out for you guys. It's going to be okay. Finally, mortgage rates have dropped, and you know what that means? People who've been sitting on the sidelines are about to jump back in to the housing market. So if you've been waiting to buy, this could be your window, but you've got to be prepared and do it the Ramsey way. You need to contact Churchill Mortgage. Their Home Buyer Edge program gives you peace of mind in a wild market. You can cap your rate for 90 days, so if rates go up, you're protected. If rates go down, Churchill will drop yours automatically. And get this, Churchill will even back your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. So if your loan falls through due to financing, the seller still gets paid. That's how confident Churchill is. Plus, when you shop as a Churchill certified home buyer, it's stronger than pre-approval. It makes you look like a cash buyer, which makes your offer rise to the top. So don't let this moment pass you by. Get ready now. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com to get started today. That's ChurchillMortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Homebuyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only, and not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Rachel Cruze, #1 best-selling author, host of the Rachel Cruze Show. Ramsey personality, my daughter, is my co-host. Thanksgiving around Ramsey, we're pretty much a cheese factory around here. We like celebrating this stuff, and we like Christmas, and we like anything that makes the kiddos smile, which makes Papa Dave smile and makes the mom and daddy smile, and that's what turkey does. So we are a thankful family. We believe in gratitude. We believe in generosity. These are things that bring you great happiness. So when you call in today, your ticket of entry is going to be what you are thankful for. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Mike is with us in Tampa, Florida. Mike, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my wife and the life we have here in Florida.
Awesome. How can we help?
Yeah, Dave. My wife and I have been using every dollar for the last 10 years. We went through Financial Peace University, and we've been debt-free for 5 years. I'm at retirement age now, and we have we're a blended family with 4 adult kids, and one of my adult children, a daughter, eloped with her now husband to Hawaii last year, and just sent me a text and said that they're going to have a wedding, a destination wedding in Spain this summer. And traditionally, it's the parents' family's responsibilities to pay for that wedding or to contribute. And my wife and I discussed it. We don't agree with that. They will have been married over 2 years by the time this event takes place, and we don't feel obligated to support that.
Okay.
And just wanted to get your advice.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's your money. So where did this entitlement that she's entitled for this come from?
I think she was raised that way by my ex.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Was there discussions?
There's some of that attitude.
Okay. Yeah. Was there any discussion, Mike, a year ago before they eloped that you guys were going to plan a wedding and you were going to help with it, and then they were like, you know what, we just want to elope? You know what I mean? Like, was there ever discussions, any expectations that was set at any point that you were going to help, or is this just okay? So that was never even talked about.
Has another daughter gotten married and you paid for it, and you said, well, whatever we did for her, we'll do for everyone?
Nope. No,
okay.
I didn't. My oldest daughter got married, didn't ask for anything. We went to the wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but this daughter, they waited a month to call us and to even tell us they were married. And we went up as soon as we heard. We bought airline tickets, went to where they live. We went up for the weekend to celebrate their wedding, took them out to dinner, spent the weekend with them. And we felt like that was the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
And
now she's
it kind
and in Spain.
Wait a minute. So how long have you been divorced from her mom?
20 years.
Okay. And she's how old?
33.
Okay. So she was 13.
Correct.
Okay. And so a lot of times in that scenario, you end up rebuilding a relationship a decade after the divorce. Does that sound right?
Right.
Huh?
Yeah. We had a call last Sunday, and she pretty much unloaded that kind of stuff on me. That goes back to when I remarried. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, the reason I bring that up is the way you described, she didn't tell you she's married, so we're going to go visit. That kind of felt like olive branch stuff from someone you're not real close to.
Yeah, I'm frankly not close with any of my daughters.
Okay.
For pretty much the same reason.
Yeah, because divorce is nasty, yeah. And, yeah. Okay. So then this request is not entitlement, it's a guilt trip.
Partially, and partially I think it isn't. I think she does have what I call the princess complex. She feels like she comes for money, and, I mean...
she'd have to go find that source because you're apparently not it.
No, I mean,
maybe you have it, but that doesn't mean it's hers. Yeah. I'm. So here's the thing: pick up a book by Dr. Henry Cloud called Boundaries. and you and your current wife read that, because you need to be prepared. She does not respect boundaries, and when you set boundaries with a boundaryless person, they seldom react positively. In other words, there's not any version of no she's going to be okay with.
Right.
And so I just want you to be prepared for that, because there's some heartbreak that goes with that. So, I mean, you've been trying to reach out, you've been trying to re-engage as her dad, as an adult dad, a dad of an adult daughter, and now she's coming in with this wild thing, and it's going to harm whatever positive moves you've made. But that is also still the proper thing to do. But I just want you to know this is not going to be easy for you. It's going to hurt.
Right.
Because she's going to throw a fit and say, I'm never going to speak to you again, or something like that.
Well,
right?
she's going to turn into the victim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already
You've
happened,
never been there for me,
and
and you're not there for me now. And this kind of bull crap, right?
Yes, sir. That's the exact conversation we had last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you already told her no.
Yes, she basically pushed it, so I called her to ask her, why this place, why they felt like they needed to have another event after they were already married. It didn't make sense to me, and they both went and got master MBAs, and I don't think financially that they should be spending money on a destination. I think they've probably got some student debt. I don't know their finances, but I would assume that. And so yeah, I just don't think they're making wise decisions. And I actually shared that. I thought maybe they could have made a different decision. She didn't like my answer.
Yeah.
There's no form of no. But piling on to their financial decisions, it probably didn't help at all. So, anyway, I think I would just keep it very clean and very simple, and just say, listen, my love for you and my desire to have a relationship with you guys going forward has nothing to do with money, and it has nothing to do with how you handle your money, and it has nothing to do with Spain. But I'm not. I don't feel. At this stage, the way our relationship is today, the way your life is built today, we don't feel good about this, and so we're not willing to pay for this. I'm so sorry. I know you probably don't understand that, and I'm prepared for you to not understand that.
Yeah, and I would caution putting it on a condition on her. I wonder if it's hey, we've talked and we've decided we're choosing not to spend this money.
We're looking at the situation.
But my hope is that, Mike, that there is some reconciliation in the relationship. But again, this is going to be a barrier to that, which is so sad.
Yeah.
It
was going so well until she started demanding that.
Right.
So we like the husband. We offered to come and support the event. We just didn't, and we told her that we had put in our budget for all the travel and all to go, but that we just couldn't afford to also contribute.
Pay for it.
I'm not going to pay for it. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. I just want you to be prepared for the backlash. I'm sorry.
The holidays are supposed to be joyful, but they can also be expensive. Between gifts, travel, and about 1,000 limited-time offers, your budget can start feeling anything but merry. And that's why I love this. Boost Mobile helps you treat yourself and your wallet. Right now, you'll pay just $10 a month for your first 2 months. Then, only $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Forever. No price hikes, no contracts, no nonsense. Just reliable service that keeps your phone bill low and your holiday spirits high. So stop stressing over your budget and start saving instead. Go to boostmobile.com/Ramsey and unwrap the savings today. That's boostmobile.com/Ramsey. Restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com/Ramsey for details.
Countdown to Christmas is on. Do you believe it? ton of great deals for Black Friday and Cyber Monday right now with us. Special one-day sales, and we're talking hardcover books, audiobooks, assessments, all stuff as low as $3.99. What? Yeah, check it out. Go to RamseySolutions.com/store. Click the link in the description if you want. That might be the easiest way to get there. Thomas is with us in Austin, Texas. Thomas, what are you thankful for?
Hi, my wife and kids.
Cool. How can we help?
Hey, so I'm on babysit 3. I've been doing great following y'all's plan, and recently I got approached by a family member about some financial advising. So we did a couple sessions, but now they're trying to tell me that my term life policy is not great, and I should be getting disability insurance and term 80, and it just all feels like more of a sales pitch than financial advising. And now as a family member, I don't know how to think about it. Am I crazy? And I just don't know how to approach that.
Mm. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you smell stink.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then end the conversation.
Absolutely. The first sessions were great, but as it goes on,
I don't care what they're selling. Even if what they're selling is good, you always end the conversation around money when you smell stink. Because your smeller is better than anything out there. Trust your instincts is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't know what this product is. You haven't described it. I don't even know what the family member does. I don't know if they know what they were doing. Maybe they were changing oil at Jiffy Lube 3 weeks ago. Now they're a financial planner. That happens fairly often. Okay? I don't know any of that. But you smell stink, Thomas, and I trust your smell. Just end it based on that. Just say, listen, thank you for the help so far. We love you. We're just going to remain good family members, and we're not going to move forward with any financial products with a family member at this time.
Have you already put your money with them, Thomas?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so just stay with what I got, stay the course.
Yeah, don't argue about the products. Don't argue about family. Don't argue. No is a complete sentence. This is a very quick, calm, kind sentence. We've talked about it, my wife and I, and we've decided not to move forward with any financial products at this time.
Yeah, and we just want to keep our money and our family members separate. And it just feels cleaner that way. Yeah. And
thank you. Thank you for what you've done.
For offering all this. We appreciate it.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. It's like a 15 or a 20-second thing here. We're not getting into a day-long debate about this. Okay. So what I want to do is give the power back to you.
How close is the family member, Thomas? Is it a sibling? Is it a aunt or uncle?
No, it's a cousin.
It's a cousin. Okay.
Cousin Eddie. Yeah. It's got stink on it. So listen. Here's the thing. How long's cousin been in the business? Financial business?
A couple months. They just graduated college this year and started this new job.
Yeah, so I think you're good.
Yeah, so you're smelling the right smell. Let me tell you about the business, okay, from the outside in, just to give you some more power. I don't want you to share any of this with cousin. I just want you to have the knowledge base, okay, because it will give you some strength. 80% of the people that start selling life insurance are out of the business in 12 months. Yeah. Here's what the life insurance business is based on. They hire your cousin so he can work what's called his natural market. That's what they call it. His natural market are people that he has influence with, not because of his financial ability, but because of his relationships. And so he calls his old friends from high school, his fraternity brothers from college. He calls his wife's friend on the soccer field. He calls all of his cousins, and he sits down. And once he's run through that list, he's out of prospects, and he goes out of business because they don't furnish him any new leads. They use people to get to their relationships. That's their marketing model. It's called working the natural market. And that's why 80% of them, once they run through their natural list, they're out of the business. And that doesn't mean they're bad people, but your cousin is, quite frankly, being taken advantage of.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So if you put your money with them, you're not going to be working with him in a year. He won't be there anymore. 80% of the time. So he couldn't get a better job. This is the one he took. Bless his heart.
Or he fell for a sales pitch of how much money he could make and all the things.
And all that bullcrap. So please walk away. And
especially, and let me just give you this. I'm like, he just graduated college a few months. I'm like, he's just a kid. So like, genuinely, if he was like, had been in the business
now
for 30 years
like
and he had a reputation, do you know what I mean though? And I think it would be kind of a harder kind of slap in the face of like, dude, this is my job. I've been doing this for 30 years. And you know what I mean? If it's your old uncle and he's good at it, it'd be kind of like, oh, sorry, that's awkward. But he's like a 21-year-old who just started this. So I'm like, yeah, you're good.
He's selling knives next week. And we don't want to buy the knives either. Thank you, Cutco.
No, Cutco is great knives.
Yeah, but guess who sells them? Same exact model.
Which is great.
Same exact model. You go sell your grandma, you go sell your aunt some knives, and then you're out of the business.
I know.
And that's what you work your natural markets. The exact same pots and pans thing. So it's an old marketing distribution method.
And it's
been
not
around
wrong.
forever.
Okay. Well,
if you don't think the person's going to succeed once they finish working their list and you're only hiring them to access their list, that is wrong. Yes, that's ethically wrong. I would disagree with you.
That's fair.
So,
okay.
But
I think about the Girl Scouts, they go to the neighbors. I don't know.
Well,
it's not bad.
But the Girl Scouts are not making a career off of your money.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
They're just making you fat with the Thin Mints. That's fair. Yeah. We love the Girl Scouts. We love you. And so, well, that's it. That's how the thing works. Now, so there's a good rule of thumb. What I'm trying to get you to do, everybody out here, is trust your instincts. Okay? I just love the proverb that says the simple sees danger and moves forward and is harmed for it. The wise senses danger and seeks refuge and becomes safe. And so when we go against this smell test, every one of us have that moment where we're in the middle of doing something stupid with money and you have the opportunity to not do it. And you go, I knew better. How many of you have done something dumb and you look back and you go, right in the middle of it, I knew it, but I just was caught up in the moment. Mm-hmm. I was caught up and it was a family member and I just felt guilty and I felt trapped and blah, 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 blah. And you knew, though, that it was bad. And Thomas, I'm just telling you, man, trust the smell. And it doesn't mean your cousin's a bad dude. I'm not saying that. I'm not even sure these products are bad. I think they probably are. I think it's probably whole life bullcrap, but I'm not sure. I don't know what it is or what he's selling. Doesn't matter. The point is you don't need to be doing business with him. And because the hair stood up on the back of your neck, rattlesnake in the bush, that's what happens. Your body has a physical reaction when you sense danger. And it's the lizard brain prompting you and going, don't do it. Smells bad. Mm-hmm. Skunk in the bush. Don't get over there. It's a simple thing. But we get all of us get all intellectual and sophisticated and rationalize our way past.
And want to be nice. That's another
thing.
thing.
And we want to be nice. We want past, and we just walk right past the stink right into the skunk.
Yep. There's a book, The Gift of Fear. And it's a guy who used to do security, but he wrote this whole book, and mostly towards women about, physical safety, but how many stories. It's like, I got a bad feeling, but I still let him help me unload my groceries to my door. You know what I mean? Like, bad things happen. And it's like that whole, that's like his number one thing. And don't be afraid that, like, you want to be a kind person, but sometimes it's like, you don't have to be nice. It's okay. Yeah. Like it's real.
You're not nice than dead.
Yes, the gut reaction is true. So Thomas, whether it's this or something else, trust your instincts.
It's God's spirit in you speaking up. It's saying, don't do it. And Thomas, you notice how quickly I took you there, Thomas. I didn't even know what was going on. I was depending on that smell test. I love entrepreneurs. Don't forget, guys, I started my company on a card table myself, so I know what it's like to have people counting on you, your team, your family, not to mention your customers. And when you're the one signing the paychecks, you can't afford to fly blind. But I'll be honest, early on, one thing that nearly sunk us was wasting time with spreadsheets that didn't add up because business units didn't talk to each other. I finally told my team, just fix it. And they did. We got NetSuite. That was years ago, and we've never looked back. See, NetSuite isn't just for tech giants. It's built for growing businesses like yours. Over 43,000 businesses already run on NetSuite, including a lot that started just like you. And now, with built-in AI, NetSuite is helping them even more. It's one system connected to every part of your business for real-time insights, not guesswork. NetSuite AI flags inventory issues, cash flow risks, even supplier delays before they become problems. So you can trust the data, stop wasting time, and make the right decisions faster. Take a free product tour today at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Well, 'tis the season. It's that time of year. In a few weeks, we're going to be doing a special giving edition of The Ramsey Show. We want to hear stories from you about how generosity has impacted you. Maybe you've been the giver or the receiver. Maybe you've had an incredible story that will inspire others to give by something that happened to you or through you. We want to hear about it. Go to RamseySolutions.com/ask and put giving in the subject line. We do this every year at Christmas time, and it is one of our most popular shows. It's going to be December the 18th, so start sending in your stories now. RamseySolutions.com/ask. Put giving in the storyline and in the subject line and tell us a little bit about the story, and we'll get in touch with you and make you part of our annual giving show. It's very inspiring. John is in Los Angeles. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dave. Pleasure to talk to you today.
You too. How can we help?
So a quick question for you, a little advice. I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but I just need confirmation, I guess. Father of 6, been married for 15 years, income around just north of 200. We have zero consumer debt. I have a outstanding mortgage balance of about 220 with a mortgage rate of about 2.875. I've come into a sum of money which is about 200. And so what I want to do, what I think I know I should do is just pay off the house and move on with my life. But that's easier said than done when you're sitting in the driver's seat and you got that interest rate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's several layers to the answer. Okay. I'll give you a couple of the layers, a couple of the lenses through which you can look at this that reinforce the answer. Number one, we did the largest study of millionaires ever done in North America, Ramsey Research Team, 10,167 of them. The number of them out of 10,000 millionaires, 89% of them were first-generation rich, meaning they were not inherited money. 9 out of 10 of America's millionaires are first-generation rich. Okay? Then we start asking, okay, how'd you get there? What technique did you use? Where'd your money come from? Did you win the lottery? The number of them that said, I had a good interest rate on my mortgage, so I didn't pay it off, and I invested the difference, and that made me a millionaire. The number of them that said that is precisely 0.
Yeah.
So this idea that you use borrowed money on your house to become wealthy is mythology. It's not true. It doesn't happen in the real world. So your theory is bullcrap, is what I'm saying. It's not your theory. It's a theory that floats all through our culture.
Yeah, but you can just understand how that.
I can understand it, but I'm telling you what I understand how you got there, but I'm telling you what the data says. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. The second way of looking at it is through a spiritual lens. The borrower is slave to the lender, and people react to their careers differently and their generosity differently when they don't have a house payment.
Yeah.
Regardless of the interest rate. And so they tend to maximize their careers because they're not trapped.
Yeah.
And they don't feel like they have to put up with some unethical or inefficient or crummy job because I got this stupid house payment, even though the interest rate's great. So,
And John, out of all the people we've talked to throughout the years, whether it's at events, on the show, and people that have paid off their house, and we ask them, do you regret it? Do you hate having a paid off house? Precisely zero. Nobody regrets it. And even if you do regret it, you can go pull out a mortgage
if you want to Google
if you
Dave
miss
Ramsey,
having a,
if you want to Google Dave Ramsey sucks, you'll see a lot of reasons that I suck.
Oh, yeah.
But never
Oh,
one
yeah.
time will you see that Dave told me to pay off my house and I hate him. And there's not one. They'll tell you I suck for a lot of other reasons. That I'm awful.
Yeah, no, I don't think you suck.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I've been following you around
It's just
a long
weird.
time.
Of all the trolling and all the critics we get, they're all people that haven't paid off their houses. But we don't get people that paid off their house because I told them to that are mad at me. None, zero, nada. So do it. Pay it off and enjoy your great life, dude. And if you hate being debt-free, go get you a new mortgage later. You know, you can always go back in debt. I promise you they'll put your butt there if you want to be there. Tyler is in Atlanta. Hey, Tyler, what's up?
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What are you thankful for today?
Just another grateful day on earth. That's all you can wish for.
Amen.
I love that.
How can we help?
So me and my wife, we got married in May. We got married at the courthouse. But we're having a wedding in March of next year. So not a lot of people know that we're married, and we live in Atlanta now, and we're going to move back home down south. We have a couple thousand saved up in the bank. My wife wants to buy a house immediately when we move, but I want to live with my parents or her parents for a couple months and save up even more for a bigger down payment so we don't have more of a payment on a house. And be able to save for.
How old are you
future.
guys?
I am 24. She is 26.
And what's your household income, sir?
$8,000 a month.
Okay. There's nothing evil about any of the choices that you put in front of me. There's only things that are smarter. One thing's smarter than another thing. That's the only question, okay? So in other words, if you do any of these things, you're probably not going to ruin your life. You follow me?
Sir.
So if you move in with your parents, probably not going to kill you for a little while. If you go buy a house, probably not going to kill you. My answer is I wouldn't do either one of those things. I'd go rent a one-bedroom apartment for a year, as cheap as I possibly could, over the garage of a rich old lady's house and mow her grass for half the rent and pile up as much cash as you can pile, and don't be living with your mommy.
Absolutely.
And I'd pile up as much cash as I could pile up and learn the neighborhood and learn the area, because it takes a year of being married to know how far from your mother-in-law you should buy.
Ooh, yeah. They're great people, so.
I'm talking about your wife.
Yeah, Tyler, be newlyweds and not go share a kitchen with your parents.
Down.
Just,
you make $8,000 a month. You're killing it.
Yeah, just go. Y'all go rent somewhere for a year.
And you're going to a small town. I got a feeling.
Yeah, and we're in Atlanta. And we're paying
whose
$2,000 a month.
town is it? Yours or hers?
It's actually both of ours.
Oh.
We both grew up there. Both of our parents are there.
Okay.
We're in
So you know
Atlanta
that,
now.
yeah.
So you know the town.
Are you, Tyler? Are you guys debt free, consumer debt wise, or y'all have payments?
So we have a little bit of debt. Probably altogether, it's probably $10,000, but we have 70 in the savings.
70,000.
Yeah, 70,000 in the savings.
Okay. Well. Okay.
Our $6,000 is for our honeymoon, and then we have some other.
Yeah, pay that off tonight, honey.
Okay.
It's not a pet.
Absolutely.
Get rid of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not the case.
Yeah, and then you guys figure out, your emergency fund, which is going to be part of the 70, and then beyond that, what you want to save in a year for a down payment, because you guys are getting get close, and with a small town, hopefully housing prices, it's not like the Bay Area, so hopefully you can get into something, and y'all be great.
Yeah, and I can modify it a little bit since I found out both of you are from there, and it's a small geographical area. You already know the town, so I don't have to give you a whole year, but at least 6 months. Just go rent something for 6 months, get settled in, become married people. Everybody knows you're married. It's a March thing happens, all that stuff. And then you start looking for a house, and by then you can have saved up a little bit more money.
And that's quick. That time is fast.
You guys are going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're doing good.
Hey guys, it's open enrollment time for health insurance. And if you have ever felt overwhelmed trying to figure out your healthcare costs, you are not alone. For a lot of families, healthcare is one of the biggest line items in the budget, and it gets more confusing every year. But you don't have to settle. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a biblical and budget-friendly alternative to health insurance, and I am proud to recommend them. With CHM, you are joining a community of believers who actually help share each other's medical bills. Yeah, it's true. Members have shared over $12 billion in healthcare costs since CHM started nearly 45 years ago. And it's simple. You choose your provider with no network limits. You submit your eligible bills online, and other members help share your expenses. CHM has program options for every stage of life, whether you're single, self-employed, or raising a family. Y'all, open enrollment has a lot of people scrambling right now, but CHM lets you join anytime. So go to chministries.org/budget to check them out. That's chministries.org/budget.
Sylvia is in Seattle. Hey, Sylvia, what are you thankful for?
Well, Dave, this is a hard Thanksgiving. My sister died a few months ago.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
So the holidays are difficult, to say the least, but I do have things to be thankful for, and so I'm trying. She would want me to live and not to, just survive. So that's what I'm trying to do. And
good for you.
And so, thank you for asking.
That's a healthy outlook.
So, yeah, people need to realize I'm a registered nurse, and so people need to understand how important your health is. Dave, real quick, I'm a registered nurse. I'm 66. I retire in June. 40 years, emergency and pandemic and such. I'm the youngest of 7, Army brat, and was raised by parents in the Depression telling us to pay yourself first, know the difference between wants and needs, and to save. And so that's what I've been doing. Currently, I have a home I just bought a year ago after losing one in the recession in 2008. It took me a while to build back up, but I bought a year ago. That's my only debt. That mortgage is $3,400 a month. I have an emergency fund of about $130,000. I have investments of about $1.2 million. I'm getting I'll get $3,500 in Social Security and $2,000 in a pension. My question to you, which is different from most, is my whole life, my father's voice is in my ear to save, save, save. My financial counselor now tells me, Enid, it's time to rent or to start spending. So I don't know how, because in my head it's like keep saving. And so I wondered if you could help me or give me some advice as how I flip that switch.
Yeah.
And and start to live.
Cool.
As my sister would want me.
One detail. What is the balance on your mortgage?
$500.
Ooh. Okay. All right. To your question, then, there are only three things that we can do with money. We can save it and invest it, which you have done with glory. You're a millionaire. Way to go! Congratulations. By the way, what's the home worth?
About $850.
Okay. All right. So you're worth about you're worth about $1.5 million is your net worth. Okay. And so that's absolutely incredible. You're a millionaire nurse at 66 years old. And you're obviously, with the language you're using, single. Were you ever married?
I was part of that whole early on in my 40s. We got divorced, and he had debt that I had to pay off. So it's taken a while.
That also left a mark. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And
so
I'm always,
again, there's
wondering.
3 things that we can do. So Rachel and I wrote a book years ago. It was her first #1 bestseller called Smart Money, Smart Kids, on teaching children how to handle money. And we taught children that there are 3 things that they can do with money. And parents' job is to teach them to do all 3 things: to give, to save, and to spend wisely. Okay? And to teach them to work, which is where money comes from, to do all 3 of those things. Okay? So that's the lessons we teach kids. As adults, there's only 3 things we can do with money. We can give it, we can save it, and we can enjoy it or spend it, which is what your counselor's saying. Now, we don't want to ever do just one, because it's not a well-rounded life. And that's what your counselor's saying. You've become an expert saver. Your savings muscle is really big. You have big muscles on the savings side. Your spending muscle is puny. Your giving muscle is probably underdeveloped. Am I right? Not accusing you of being greedy. I'm just saying you don't give a lot of money.
I, give to my church. What I have done, I don't have children, and my will, I finished my will.
I'm talking about your monthly giving in your budget.
Yeah, so it's other than to my church and what have you. Yeah,
and that's $50 or $100 or something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So, and you're a millionaire, almost a multimillionaire. So I want you to increase your giving. I don't care to what, and I want you to increase your spending. Now, I don't want you to be irresponsible. If your $1.2 million is invested in mutual funds, it should be producing about $10,000 a month in income. You don't need that much income.
Yeah.
How much income do you're going to have $3,500 already coming in.
And $2,000 with a pension.
And so you're going to be at $5,500 coming in. Can you live on that comfortably?
I'm living on that now, so.
Okay.
All
right, good. I mean, do you want to live on that, or do you want to spend more than that?
I mean, both my sisters, as I told you, recently passed. We're going to do some things once I retired. They already had. Now they're gone. I guess I don't know I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to do when I retire as a nurse.
Travel?
Right. I don't want to travel by myself, but yes, I can travel.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I got to start thinking about this stuff. And yes, I will be giving away my money. My sister did.
I don't mean, I'm not saying, all I'm saying is that I want you, instead of giving $100 away a month, I want you to give away $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And and just find somebody that needs some groceries,
Right.
And just because there's great joy in that. And then I want you to look up and I want you to say, I'm making $10,000 a month on my investments, above what I need to live. What does that look like on spending? What are we going to spend some of that on? I don't want you to spend it all. But here's the point. If you spend $15,000 a month for the rest of your life, including your pension income and your investment income, you will die with $1.2 million. You're okay. You did it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And if you get that math in your head, then it gives you permission not to be crazy. I don't want you to go spend $300,000 on a car. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? But I am saying $15,000 a month is way more than you ever thought about spending it. That blows your mind just saying that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And I don't think you're going to do that. The chances of you overspending are zero.
Now, what about this mortgage?
Yeah, I'm worried about this mortgage. I want this mortgage to go away.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes the second part of the goal, is we need to clear this debt, because it's the most destabilizing thing in your life right now. It's a big mortgage. And I don't really feel good about taking $500,000 out of your 1.2 and paying it off today. But I'm going to start working out of that $15,000 a month and work that mortgage down too.
Okay.
Because I'd like you to have no mortgage. I want you to build up your generosity muscle and your spending muscle up to, and your debt reduction muscle, those three things, up to $15,000 a month once you start drawing down on the 1.2. So you sit down with your financial advisor and you start drawing the income off of the 1.2 to go with your pension and go with your other stuff, and you throw it in a checking account.
Any part of you would just take like 200 of it and just kind of make a dent?
I'd like to get the mortgage down a ways and then just knock it off.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a front end dent. I'd make a back end dent, probably. We've first got to get her enjoying the money a little bit.
Yes.
It's time for sure. So I think you got a good person in your corner, whoever that is counseling you. I like their advice. Good question, Sylvia. The chances of you overspending are almost zero. No chance we could get you in Congress. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union Studios. It's Thanksgiving Eve here at Ramsey, so we are asking you what you're thankful for, and there's always something to be thankful for. And stopping and, as the old saying says, count your blessings is not a bad idea. By the way, it's your entry to the show today. If you want to get on, we're going to ask you what you're thankful for. That's how it works. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Rachel Cruze, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author. My daughter is my co-host today. Noah is with us in Cincinnati. Hi, Noah. What are you thankful for?
Oh, gosh, too much. My family and friends and everything in between. How are you guys?
Better than we deserve, sir. How can we help today?
Well, I have been wondering for, a year or two now, if I should buy a new car. My wife has a nice car. It's probably worth about $20,000. It's kind of the family car. I drive a van for work, and I drive, when I need to, I have about a $2,000 car, and there's nothing wrong with it, and I drive it all the time, and I guess I haven't bought a new car because it feels kind of frivolous because I don't need it. And I've been looking at them for so long, and I just am not sure if I should do it.
How much money do you have, Noah?
Well, I know what you're going to say. You're going to laugh at me. I've probably about $540,000 between investments and a brokerage account.
Okay.
Why would I laugh at you? That's great. Well done.
I guess because I'm just so hung up on buying a car.
Oh, so we're going to say you have enough money.
Do you have any debt?
Yes. No, just a house.
Okay. What do you owe on your house?
About $200,000.
Okay. All right. I'd buy a $10,000 car and pay off your house.
I thought you might say that. How about a $30,000 car?
I don't care. You got the money.
Okay.
I don't know why you want to go from a 300 to 30,000, but if you want to, I don't care.
Yeah.
And what's your household income, sir?
About 175.
Okay. And so the two cars together would be about 50, and that's way less than half your annual income. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That fits. Pay cash for it and pay off your house. And so, you're not doing anything wrong, but I would move up in car just from a reliability standpoint. And, you know, it's just they don't make them like they used to. Thank God. New cars and the newer models are a lot nicer. I mean, I've got a 1960 Corvette rebuilt, and and I've got a fairly new Corvette, and the new one's a lot better. So yeah, I'd move up a little bit. And the other one's kind of a cool antique. I mean, but it's not. It's yeah.
The other one's a better ride. You'll enjoy it, Noah.
Yeah, enjoy it. You're doing a good job.
Have some fun this
I'm not
holiday
laughing at
season.
you, but it's just we're going to give you permission to have lived like no one else, so that somehow making $175,000 a year, you amassed $550,000. Now let's do something smart with it.
Now, if you said $5 million, I probably would have laughed, but I won't laugh at $500,000, Noah.
That's not the laugh level. The laugh level has 7 figures.
But you can afford it, Noah. So do it. Enjoy. Y'all worked hard. You've done it. You've done a great job.
Saul's in Boston. Hey, Saul, what's up?
Hi there. I'm very good. I'm so excited to be on the phone with you guys.
You too. What's up? By the way, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my friends. Yeah, definitely. I have a great group of friends that I'm super thankful for.
Oh, I love that.
Very good. How can we help today?
Yeah. So my husband is 25. I'm 26 years old, no children. Our household income is $110,000 a year. We are currently living on my income and saving his income, which is $4,000 a month. Next year, we're planning to start a long journey of savings to buy our first home cash. We made our minds that we don't want to owe a penny to anyone ever. And our goal is to save $500,000. We live in Massachusetts, so the real estate here is very expensive. We concluded that we will achieve that in a max of 7 years. As long as I leave my current job, I have a master's degree, and I'm currently working with a career coach to get a higher salary. Additionally, while saving for the house, we're thinking of maxing out both of our Roth IRAs every year so that we don't fall behind in our retirement goals and then save more aggressively afterwards. But the reason why I'm calling is one of the biggest arguments in this journey is a house that is worth $500,000 now could very much be worth like $900,000 in 7 years. So I just would love to hear your expertise and perspective on that. And do you have any recommendations on how to invest those savings so that they can grow between now and then?
Okay. Well, the savings, if you're going to leave it alone 3 years or more, we would move a bunch of it towards something like an index fund into a good mutual fund, like an S&P 500, so that it's growing a lot faster than a high-yield savings account. But if it's 3 years or under, I'm going to, and a portion of it, either way, I'm going to leave in high-yield savings so that you're earning some. But really, the interest rate or the return on your money is not going to get you the house. It's your savings rate, the amount you put in, that gets you the house. So if you make 3% or you make 10%, it's not going to be that big a difference in a short period of time, like 3 to 5 years before you get a house. The second thing is that life never works on a straight line. And what you've done is you've taken the current life that you have, the snapshot of today, freeze frame, and you projected that out, and life doesn't work that way. Okay? 100% of the time, 5 years from today, your income is going to be different than it is today. Usually it's going to be more.
Yeah.
Okay? And we don't know what exactly, but typically on a career track like you guys are on at your age, your income is going to hockey stick. It's going to go on a curve upward, and that's going to impact the 5 to 7 year and probably turn it into a 3 to a 4 year. And that changes the discussion on how much houses will have gone up in value. I don't borrow money for anything ever. So it doesn't matter to me what they go up. I simply cannot buy until I have the money. Now, with one thing on this show there's only one thing on this show that I don't do personally that I tell other people they can do, and that's take out a small mortgage on a 15-year fixed and pay it off as soon as possible. I won't do that, but I don't yell at you for that one thing. I don't borrow on anything else, and I will yell at you for borrowing on other things because it's dumb.
Definitely.
Okay? But if you saved up half of this money and you bought in 2 years, that would truncate even more of the weight and the increase in value during that time.
Going up, yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good plan, Sol, but I would still be investing 15%, even if that's more than maxing out the Roths during this plan. I would be saving in retirement.
Yeah. I think you got too long. If you're going to be more than 3 years, you need to be putting your 15% baby step 4 aside. Our question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. Defaulted private student loans don't define you, and they don't have control of your future. Why Refi helps you start fresh with low fixed-rate refinancing made for real people. Go to whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter YREFY.com/Ramsey. Not in all states.
Today's question comes from Vince in North Dakota. I have followed your principles for years and do not believe in debt personally or in business. My career has been doing HVAC and plumbing for an employer who has always pushed financing. I recently opened my own business and I don't want to add to the slavery of debt, but I also don't want to lose out on jobs because I refuse to play that game. We charge a fair rate, but I know that I'm running the numbers myself and I see how expensive it is to grow a real business. How do I compete in this industry without resorting to pushing debt on my customers?
There's plenty of heat and air guys that run huge businesses without pushing debt. Some of them just let the customer get their own financing. A lot of people put it on a credit card or they run over at the bank and borrow the money. But the heat and air company doesn't have to furnish the financing to be successful. Now if you're going to work a lower end market, you're probably going to struggle because the people you're competing against there are probably signing up the thing. And, for instance, on the car lot, okay, the car dealers today on new cars make more money profit per car on the financing package than they do on the sale of the car. And that could be true of some heat and air companies that are pushing financing hard, that they're selling the paper and or they're getting paid a kick from the finance company for pushing the paper, and they're making as much on that as they are on the actual heat and air unit. But that's not normal in the industry. Your father-in-law is in the heat and air business.
Yeah.
And your brother-in-law with him, and they don't push financing, and they make a really good living. And we know a bunch of other people in the business over the years. And so, but I do know some people that are, quote, more retail. And you can kind of tell by their advertising. When you hear their ads or you see their ads, you kind of can tell, oh, they're going to want me to finance this because they're going to charge a lot, And so, I think you provide a fair rate. Some customers are going to finance, and I wouldn't not do business with them because they chose to go pay for it the way they wanted to pay for it. That's not your obligation.
Control. Yeah.
But in terms of, you're in the heat and air business. You're not in the banking business. As long as you stay there, you're going to be okay.
And know that the product you're selling is expensive, Vince. I mean, that's one of the biggest expenses. So you can't be shocked if people don't have the cash because 40% of Americans can't even cover a $400 emergency. So you are in an industry that's expensive. So it's, you shouldn't be shocked if a lot of people use it,
I think the difference is where you get the icky factor in the heat and air world is where they think they're in the banking business, where they're peddling it hard. And your old employer was one of those.
Yeah.
That's where you get the ick factor. Okay. Yeah. So if it's somewhere around your business or in your business. So for instance, I talked to a guy the other day, he owns 2 pizza locations. He makes pizzas, restaurants. And he said, am I doing something wrong by taking credit cards for the pizza? And I'm like, good Lord, no. It's not. Now, would Ramsey Solutions be doing something wrong to take credit cards? Yeah, because we're telling people actively, like our brand is telling people not to have a credit card, okay? So if you came into our bookstore and used a credit card and we let you do that, that would be hypocritical on our part because it's straight up unethical based on our advice. It's hypocritical. But now, when you're in the pizza business, I'm in the get-out-of-debt business. I'm not in the pizza. Right. You're in the pizza business. If you take credit cards at your pizza restaurant, it's the same machine you use a debit card on. And so either way, you're going to be paying your merchant fees on both of them. Mm-hmm. It lowers your profits. And
it'd be weird if you were a diet company, but then you were selling ice cream as they're walking out the door. That feels hypocritical, right? I mean, but that's not your industry. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a health food store and, but you sell Snickers, that's a problem, but that's the thing you're looking for on the ethics side of things. So I would have it available or have a local, hey, the bank, this credit union over here finances for some people, and you can call George over there and Henry over there. They'll do it. And, I'd have that available if I were you, but I wouldn't be peddling it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I'd say this is how some people do it. They put it on a credit card. Some people do this. Some people, I fix it and just get it to where it limps along so they can save up the money. And then I come back next year and put in the new unit. And sometimes we do that with people. And those people are going to remember you as the person who helped them with their heating and air, not who got them into debt. And so that's, you're fine. I think, just remember what business you're in. That's what screws up. I mean, like Victoria's Secret forgot they were in the small underwear business.
What?
They make more money on their credit card lines than they do on the small underwear. Okay? And so the girls that work in Victoria's Secret, if you don't sell a certain number of credit cards per shift, regardless of how much small underwear you sell, you don't get to keep your job because they got in the credit card
It used to be
business.
like that. I don't know how it is now.
Well, I mean.
But that used to be that
was a big deal.
Yes, I remember.
And so there's all these companies that got confused. Sears got in that business, and then they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Penny's got in that business, and then they went bankrupt. And so you just see the stuff. They get confused about what business they're in. Be in the business you're in, and if there's financing around it, so what, unless you're teaching people like we are not to go into debt. And then that would be the diet place selling ice cream, as Rachel said. That's true. All right, up next is going to be Dave in San Antonio. Hey, Dave, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, I am currently living in South Texas. My family and I have a wife, two, now 3 kids, looking after my nephew. We would like to move to Nashville, and I want to do that as soon as financially feasible. I have 2 jobs at the moment. I was active duty Marine Corps for 14 years. I still do that as a reservist. Do you want net or gross figures typically a month?
Gross.
Gross. The military is grossing me about, where'd it go? I'll get back to you in a second. It's around $5,000 or so. And then I also fly for an airline, which would make it very convenient for me to be your neighbor in Franklin. That's grossing me about just under 21 a month. I'm sorry, there it is. Military about 4,400, and airline about 21,000.
Okay. So why do you need to? What are you waiting on to move if you want to move?
Well, unfortunately, the military thing that I do down in South Texas is very convenient because I do
I thought it was military retirement. I'm sorry. Okay, so
no.
It's actually a side hustle. Okay, so you go from $25,000 to $21,000 income if you moved without the military thing.
Yeah, roughly. But it also makes the 20-year retirement for the military a lot harder to get because, a full schedule for me flying for the airline is working about 12 days a month, which is great. I have great flexibility. I can pick up extra. I also have to fly on base about 5 days a month. Now that's easy. Take the kids to school, go fly on base, and then I'm done by like 2. So that part's simple. If I were in Nashville, that's 2 legs on a plane.
So why would you want to move to Nashville?
Variety. We can't. South Texas is not a place we want to be for the next 30 years. We're in our early 40s, and we'd like to.
How much longer do you have to do the military gig?
2.5 years.
We'll do that and then move.
That's kind of what we're thinking. And a bigger question that I've heard you have had opinions on as far as building or buying up in the Tennessee.
I'd probably just buy. You got enough going on without getting in the building business. Building a house is a lot of work for the consumer. The all-new Every Dollar is here, and now it's way more than just our world-class budgeting app. Ton of advanced features to lead you through the baby steps, teach you the Ramsey way while you're simply doing the budget. So it's pretty much like taking you through Financial Peace University in the app. It's pretty cool. We're going to teach you everything you need to do while you're doing this. The average person finds thousands of dollars in margin in just the first 15 minutes. Start Every Dollar for free today. Get it in the App Store or on Google Play. It's the eve of Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for, Jenny in Savannah?
Yes, hi. Yay, so excited to connect with y'all.
You too. What are you thankful for today?
Very thankful for my family, my 2 daughters, and my health.
Cool. Good for you.
A lot more. But
how can we help?
Okay, so I am 54 years old. I have $75,000 in legal fees, about $12,000 in credit card debt. I have 2 car payments that total about $28,000. I make about $86,000 a year. I'm paying rent for $2,300 a month. The reason why I'm in such horrible financial is because I went through a divorce in 2016, and my ex-husband is an attorney, and so like every time I wanted to try to get child support, I had to go back to court. So this has been going on for 10 years. So my question is,
how old are the kids now?
Sure. Okay. So I have one's a senior in high school, and then the other one's a junior in high school. So my question is, I have them on scholarships at a private school. I have a 90-year-old father who has, asked us to move back in with him to help me, pay off all my debt. But that would put my kids about 30 minutes away from their school, and it's kind of it's a very rural town where he lives. And so I'm wondering, should I stick it out for another year until my younger one finishes high school and then move in? Or should I just try to move in now just because it's my rent is really high. It's $2,300 a month.
Yeah, for Savannah, Georgia, that's really high.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're kind of looking at your numbers. You don't have a lot of margin, so you're kind of spinning your wheels right now and making huge progress because of all these you high rent, you've got all these debts looming over you. And so forth. What are the boys' plans as they come out of school?
Yeah, two daughters, and they both want to go to college.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought they were sons. No. I apologize.
No, that's okay. No. So, so I have my oldest daughter just got into Georgia. Well, she wants to go to Northwestern. She applied early decision for Northwestern, but she got into University of Georgia in the honors program, so she would qualify for the Zell Miller Scholarship and the Hope Scholarship. It would be practically free. The younger one, they both definitely are set on college, but the in-state tuition for Georgia is absolutely amazing. But my ex-husband is, he lives in Chicago, and he's, just kind of a bug in their ear. And I'm going to be responsible for half of their tuition.
No, we're not going to Northwestern. You don't have the money to send a kid to Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. I've been trying to talk her into.
I don't have to talk her out of it. The answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a broke single mom. If your freaking father wants to pay for this, we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't paying for nothing.
No,
and so you're going to Georgia, kid. Now you can couch that a little nicer if you want, but that's the bottom line message.
Sure. Go Dogs.
Uh-huh.
They're playing football. I mean, it's life's good.
As a ball fan, but that's what I want for her, which hurts my heart a little. But
yeah, I mean, in-state tuition.
Rough.
I mean, I'll never forget Rachel having two people come off the stage, and they were $200,000, both of them in debt, getting married and saying they wanted to be missionaries at Northwestern. You were speaking.
It's not the well-known Northwestern. It was one outside of Minneapolis.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, I just said Northwestern. Okay.
But it was
still.
It was,
they both come off the stage making $200,000, getting married. They got $400,000 in debt in sociology, and they want to be missionaries.
Yeah.
So no, she's not going to some Northwestern. She can't afford it.
Yeah.
Her mother's broke.
She says that she says, I don't care. I'll take out all the ways. I want her to watch that movie that y'all have.
I am not participating in this. I'm your mother.
Yeah.
This is your destruction. No.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I 1,000% agree.
It's 100% stupid. Not even 99. It's 100% stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, so should Jenny move back home?
Yeah. No, I mean, whether you move now or when do you want to start making progress? And
well, I'm up every night about just sweating over all the debt I have. And I've been working 3 jobs. I'm a nurse.
What are the car loans, Jenny? Whose are they? You said we had 2 different ones.
So those are 2. Those are both ours. We have 3 drivers and we had 1 car. And then I was whatever you said earlier about the car loan. I went in there with $5,000 and somehow got sucked into financing it. So I have 2. Yeah, we have 2 cars.
What are the 2 car loans? Break them down.
There's an $18,000 for a Hyundai Kona, which is probably worth way less than that. And then there's about I think it's about $10,000 for a Hyundai Santa Fe that's got 125,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm. And so, that's the one you got nailed on.
Is one of them the girls?
Yeah, the second one is the girls.
Is Dad helping at all?
No.
No, I don't get any child support. I don't get anything. He got the marital home. He's an attorney, so he really knew what he was doing. He would just file frivolous lawsuits.
So here's the thing, okay?
Yeah.
It scares me that you did a bad car deal for your daughter, that you're going to do a bad college deal for your daughter.
Okay.
So please
I need to hear that.
Remember
Thank
the
you
car
so
deal
much.
when you couldn't look at her and say no.
Right.
This time you've got to say no. You're going to bankrupt your kid. She's going to spend the next 15 years of her life pissed off at you because you don't stand your ground and not let her go to a college she cannot afford.
And Georgia's a great school.
Georgia's fabulous.
Oh, it's great. And Georgia Tech too, because she's applied to there as well.
Yeah.
These are both world-class academic institutions. I don't care if they're in-state tuition or not. They really are. They're incredible. I would hire her. I would hire her to work at Ramsey in a heartbeat. More graduating from there debt-free than graduating from Northwestern with $200,000 because she's stupid. I don't want to hire that.
Agree.
Okay, as an employer, I'm serious. We look at somebody and go,
she's not stupid. She's making stupid
dumb.
decisions.
That's just dumb. Okay, don't do it. I don't want to. I don't want to leave this call unclear.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, then this. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and move to Dad, the deal is you just got to drive 30 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, it'll be 30 minutes, and so they'll be sad that they're not near the and but it's saving me $2,300 a month, and he's getting older, and he really is asking.
You could probably help him. I mean, 90 years old
for sure.
Yeah.
No, we've definitely.
I'm sorry that these children have hard times, that they have to go to an in-state school and drive 30 minutes to school, but their mother is a single mom who's deeply in debt because of a nasty divorce.
Yeah.
And such is life.
Yeah.
They will survive.
These
1%
problems.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Okay.
And Jenny, and it's probably a level of guilt on your end as a mom.
Yes.
Because of the divorce and everything that you're trying to provide a great life for them, right? Your motivation is totally understandable. But you can't let the guilt override really bad financial decisions. And when emotions get caught up, that's what we find. When people are fearful, guilt, shame, all of it, they end up making bad financial decisions. So don't let a level of mom guilt of what they've gone through with the divorce continue. What you think in the moment is a good decision for them because it makes them happy ends up being a bad decision long term for them. And so, and for you. How far do you drive to work?
It's about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same distance either way.
Like 30 minutes. Yeah. Like you drive that far to work, they can drive that far to school. Wah. Seriously. You're going to have to do some smart things for your family, honey. Even if it's short term, it creates a little drama or pain. I love you. I appreciate you. You're stronger than you think you are. Hold the ground, girl. Our scripture of the day is Proverbs 19:21. Many plans are in a man's heart, but the counsel of the Lord will stand. Thomas Edison said, just because something doesn't do what you planned it to do doesn't mean it's useless. Woo, there's interesting. Okay. So let's go back for a second. Rachel, when we were doing the documentary several years ago called Borrowed Future, which, by the way, you can still watch. It's award-winning on YouTube. It's free, and it's fabulous, on the student loan crisis. And one of the things that you said when we were putting all of that together, you and I were taking one of those calls on the air, was that we don't have a student loan crisis, we have a parenting crisis. You remember that? Yes. We'd say that in live events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
well, it's...
and we always kind of, 3,000 people in the audience, they kind of go, ooh, when you say that, right? It's like a slap.
Well, it is, because I think there is a level of wisdom as parents that there's certain things you see that are going to harm your kids. And when they're 18, their frontal part of their brain isn't even formed of how to make cause and effect decisions, right? And so you have to be able to step in on really big things in your kids' lives to be able to speak the truth. And I think sometimes you draw a line in the sand and it's black and white and it feels harsh at times. And what you have to realize is you are loving your kids even when it's a hard decision and even when there's emotion and they may get mad, they may get frustrated. But what you have to remember is they're 18. They don't understand the life that you have lived. They don't understand what they're about to do is about to put them financially in a hardship for years and years and years, where a lot of people regret it. So many people that come out with high student loan debt and they're just, got their MBA and they're just trying to find a job, and they look back and they realize, oh my gosh, I don't even know if the ROI was right on this, right? So whether it is a master's or advanced degree or even an undergrad degree at a school that is a private university that you could literally get you could pay a fourth of what you got for the exact same degree somewhere else.
An eighth.
Yeah. So it's it's a conversation about not only the future of them, but also just make smart financial decisions now, the ROI on what it is. And so, college is one of those
you
easy
can
ones.
choose as a parent to build your influence throughout your child's life so that you can persuasively lead them away from a college choice that causes student loan debt.
Let alone you participating by a parent plus
And if
one.
that won't, and then you don't participate, you don't borrow money. Borrowing money is off the table. and we're going to go to a school we can pay cash for, and we're going to go to a school that gives us a return on investment for the education. Okay? In other words, is the extra cost worth it in the sense that you make more or have a higher probability of success due to that? That's the return on investment. It's not, I've always dreamed, and my daddy wanted me to, and it's a pretty town, and oh my God, the stupid stuff I have heard here on the air on college choice. The number one reason for student loan debt is choosing to go to a school that you can't afford. It's not choosing an education. It's choosing a school that you can't afford. So we just had this example. This young lady's an honor student. She can go to Georgia, the University of Georgia, fabulous Southeast school. Business school is strong. She can go there and go for free with the Georgia scholarships that are available, and with the fact that she's stinking honor student and walking in there, they're going to, and she can go virtually free to, one of the top schools in the nation. Or she can go to a name brand school that's more expensive, that's yah-yah. Okay? Now, let me tell you what the data says. There's zero credible research that says where you went to school causes your success. Zero. None. None-ya. You cannot find any data that says Vanderbilt and Harvard over Georgia, Northwestern over Georgia causes success. No data. There's no one has ever been able to find a credible study on that. It doesn't exist. It's bullcrap in the marketing and in the aristocratic sticking my nose in the air so my upper lip gets sunburned about where my stinking kid goes to college.
It's the parents' ego, a lot of it.
It's parents' ego, and it's the ego of the individual saying, I went there. But the actual data says 78% of the Fortune 500 presidents on the publicly traded big board went to state schools. 8 out of 10. State schools. So there's actually data that says going to a state school has a higher probability of leading a Fortune 500 company than going to a muckety-muck with a name.
So the biggest pushback I'm hearing now is it's the people that you get to meet.
I've heard that my whole life.
But that's
and so far, those people have not caused anyone to be successful. We can't find any research that says that. Success comes from grit, perseverance, character, integrity, and knowledge base, not hobnobbing with a bunch of snobs. That is book. My fraternity brothers caused me to be successful. Horse crap. It didn't happen ever on this century. Ever once. Never. But these people all act like this because they have to rationalize these stupid dollars they paid for this. So Vanderbilt right now is $80,000 a year to go to school. University of Tennessee is $12,000 a year to go to school. I went to the University of Tennessee, and people that went to Vanderbilt work for me. Now figure that one out. This is the way the life works out here, boys and girls. So in other words, I got enough knowledge base at the wonderful Haslam School of Business at the University of Tennessee. I got enough knowledge base to build a $300 million company. And my character and my grit and God's blessings and the stuff we've all been through to get here. Okay?
And to be honest, the education you got was probably a fraction of you actually succeeding. It is the perseverance. It is the hard work. It's the never give up. You know what I mean? It's those things.
The education I use accounting every day.
Right.
I use statistics every day on the air with you people. And I learned that academically there.
Yes.
So it is an actual education that has value, yes. But where I went to school, the number of times someone came up to me and goes, here's $1 million because you went to UT is zero. It's quite the other way around. UT says, could we have $1 million? That's exactly what it is. So, I mean, this is where we get our problem from. And as parents, you need to speak into this and not participate in all this mythology. Love your children enough to give them a big nope. 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 You're not doing that. If you do that, you're not taking this car that's got my name on it. If you do that, you're not taking a dime of my money. You are on your own. If you're going to go live in the land of stupid, I'm going to wave at you from over here. I love you, and I'll watch you wreck your life, but I will not help you wreck your life, and I will do everything I can to talk you out of it and to stand in your way. My child tells me where they're going to school. My kid didn't tell me nothing with my money. I told them stuff, and Rachel can attest to that. We had discussions, and we talked persuasively, and I talked to adult until they weren't acting like an adult, and then I just told them what we're doing. And you can't do. Yeah, by God, you can do that. Tell your counselor when you're 30, but you're not going to be in student loan debt because your dad's a butthole. Great, that's fine, but you're not going to be in student loan debt.
You can afford the therapist because you don't have loans.
Well, I mean, that's it. You can afford one because you don't have student loan debt.
There you go.
But, this is it's
again,
out of control, you guys.
Yes. And again, this is on the borrowing side. If you have $5 million, you want to send your kids somewhere, that's fine.
But don't do it on the basis of it's going to cause them to be successful.
Oh, totally. Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's mythology.
Yes, 100%.
It's absolute mythology. The reason I'm successful is I went to MIT. Said no one ever. Really? Seriously? Well, possible exception of Trump. But anyway, there you go. That was fun. That was a fun little rant.
Good.
Yeah,
so
I
we
got
need
that
a
out
Dave.
of my system. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Everyone was worried about you. You're in good health, good spirits. You've seen it here.
Everything's
happy
good.
Thanksgiving.
That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.